People are cruel, aren't they? Not the kind that kicks down doors or announces itself with violence. No, that would be honest. This is the quieter kind, the kind that smiles at you while memorizing your weaknesses, the kind that applauds your wins and secretly resents every step forward you take. They don't hate you loudly. They admire you publicly. They envy you privately. And envy is patient. It waits. It watches. It sharpens itself while pretending to be harmless. They don't want to defeat you in front of everyone. They want to erase you when no one's looking, reduce you quietly, grind you down until even your memory feels inconvenient. That's how evil really works. It doesn't roar. It calculates. It disguises itself as concern, as curiosity, as just asking questions. They ask how you're doing so they can measure how close you are to breaking. They offer help so they can later say you needed it. They praise you so they can feel justified when they tear you apart. And when they realize you're not slowing down, not shrinking, not apologizing for existing, that's when the tone changes. That's when smiles tighten. That's when congratulations sound forced. That's when the room gets colder without explanation, because your presence isn't just success, it's exposure. You don't just rise, you reveal who never planned to rise with you. They don't want to beat you, they want to grind you down, turn you into dust, into a cautionary tale they can point at and say, "See? That's what happens." And when whispers don't work, when gossip doesn't slow you, when sabotage fails, they outsource the damage. That's why they sent the hitman, not just to end you, but to validate their belief that you were always fragile. That pressure would finish you. They needed proof, because if you didn't break, then something was wrong with them. Here's the part no one warns you about. The danger doesn't show up when you're struggling, when you're invisible, when you're still figuring it out. People are comfortable with you then. They'll pat your back, offer advice, pretend they care. But the moment you rise, the moment something clicks, the moment your presence starts to carry weight, everything changes. You don't even have to announce it. They feel it. Your posture shifts. Your silence grows heavier. Your confidence stops asking for permission. And suddenly the room reacts, not with celebration, with tension. Because your rise doesn't just elevate you, it exposes everyone else. They start watching you differently. Conversations get shorter. Compliments get thinner. Support turns conditional. They don't say it out loud, but you can hear it underneath everything. Who do they think they are now? They'll smile while hoping you stumble, clap while waiting for you to fall, stand close just to feel better when you lose balance, not because they hate you, but because your progress threatens the story they tell themselves about why they stayed small. You didn't change, you outgrew the room, and growth makes insecure people restless. They don't want to see you climb higher because it forces them to look at their own excuses. So instead of reaching up, they reach out to gossip, out to sabotage, out to anything that might slow you down. They don't want you broken publicly, they want you worn down quietly. That's when the whispers start. Subtle, strategic. They question your methods, your motives, your character. Not loudly, just enough to stain the air. They want to plant doubt, confusion, fatigue. Because if they can't stop your rise, maybe they can make it exhausting. And when even that fails, when you keep moving forward anyway, when you don't explain, don't react, don't flinch, they panic. Because now it's no longer about competition, it's about control. Your success proves something terrifying. You didn't need their approval. You didn't need their permission. You didn't need them at all. And that's the moment they stop pretending to be on your side. They sent him prepared, not emotional, not reckless, precise, a professional built for endings, someone trained to move without hesitation, to reduce lives to coordinates and outcomes. They gave him tools, plans, contingencies. They thought that was enough. What they didn't account for was that you weren't waiting defenseless. You were already armed, not with steel, not with threats, not with desperation, with resolve. Resolve doesn't look dramatic. It doesn't shout. It doesn't posture. It doesn't rush. It stands still. While others panic, resolve observes. While others flinch, resolve calculates. You didn't scramble when danger approached. You didn't beg when pressure showed up. You stood tall while the world tried to make you crawl, because pain had already trained you for this moment. Your armor wasn't visible. It wasn't loud. It wasn't flashy. It was forged quietly in nights where no one came to save you. In moments where quitting felt reasonable, but you stayed anyway. Layer by layer, loss by loss, betrayal by betrayal. You built something they couldn't pierce. They assumed force would work because force works on fragile people. They assumed intimidation would crack you because it cracks those who rely on comfort. They assumed fear would do the job. They didn't realize you already knew fear personally. You had conversations with it, learned its patterns, outgrew its authority. So when the threat arrived, you weren't shocked. You were ready. That's the mistake they always make. They prepare weapons for bodies. You prepared your mind. They planned for panic. You trained for pressure. They expected collapse. You delivered composure, and composure in the face of danger is louder than any weapon. The hitman brought tools designed to end stories. You brought something worse for him: certainty. Certainty that no matter what happened next, you wouldn't fold. Certainty that your spine didn't depend on outcomes. Certainty that you'd already survived things far uglier than a hired ending. That's when the balance shifted. Because when someone realizes the person in front of them isn't afraid to lose, the entire equation changes. And for the first time, the weapon wasn't in his hands. It was you. When the hitman finally looked at you, he didn't see a target. He saw history, scars, not weakness, but proof. Marks left by nights you survived quietly, battles no one clapped for, demons you wrestled without witnesses. Every scar told the same story. This one didn't break. They thought they could map you, predict you, reduce you to a neat list of vulnerabilities. But you weren't a formula. You were weather, unstable, uncontainable, alive. The hitman was trained to see endings, but what he saw in you was adaptation. You weren't fragile. You were a paradox, creation and destruction, light and shadow, grace and violence, balanced. That kind of balance makes professionals hesitate. They sent your file thinking it would seal your fate. What they didn't realize, you weren't a chapter, you were the entire book. Every heartbreak strengthened your spine. Every betrayal sharpened your awareness. Every loss fed the fire. They handed you ashes, and you built a foundation from them. The bullets meant for you, you caught them. Mentally, you forged them into discipline, into clarity, into restraint. The bruises they hoped would weaken you became armor. You didn't just survive, you adapted. They wanted you erased because your existence disrupts their comfort. You don't fit the narrative, you don't play the role, you don't stay small. You remind them of everything they never had the courage to become. They didn't come themselves, they sent someone else, because loud people bark, but cowards delegate. The hitman wasn't just a weapon, he was a mirror, a reflection of their fear, their insecurity, their inability to face you directly. When the hitman walked away shaken, It wasn't because he failed. It was because he understood. Some people can't be erased. Some people are meant to rise so visibly that every attempt to stop them only feeds the legend. When you're operating at your highest level, no weapon can touch you, because your power doesn't come from outside, not money, not status, not muscle. It comes from certainty, from knowing no matter what they send, you will still stand. So let them try, let them whisper, let them scheme, let them send shadows. Every failed attempt confirms one thing: you are untouchable, not because nothing hits you, but because nothing keeps you down. And when they finally realize no betrayal, no weapon, no sabotage can stop you, all they'll be left with is a front row seat to your rise, unstoppable, unapologetic, unforgettable.